Looking at our world from a theological perspective, this is the Theology Central Podcast, making theology central.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is Monday, June the 26th, 2023. It is currently 12:57 p.m. Central Time, and I'm coming to you live from the Theology Central studio, located right here in Abilene, Texas. The book of Jeremiah. That is what we're studying. That is what we're dedicating this entire summer to. Hopefully you've been reading. Hopefully you've been meditating, thinking, talking, discussing, debating. And most importantly, hopefully you've been growing spiritually as you've been reading the book of Jeremiah, living within its pages, living within its words, struggling with some of the very difficult concepts that you should be confronted with as you're reading it. Hopefully it's been very beneficial. And as we look forward to the rest of this summer, we've got a lot to do. And the next 2 weeks is going to require a lot of work and hope. Well, when I say require a lot of work, it's going to require not for you just to be willing to maybe do some things a little differently because of what's going to be happening. I'll go ahead and get it out of the way. Next Monday, not today, but next Monday, I will be on an airplane. I will fly from Abilene to Dallas, from Dallas to Boston. Once I arrive at Boston, I will be there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and will return back to Abilene, Texas on Friday. That means I will be out for an entire week, a 5-day period for around 5 days. And obviously during that time, I will not be broadcasting. I'm going to give you very specific assignment, what to do for that next week. I'm going to give you something very specific to do. It should be hopefully it will be fun. Hopefully it will be beneficial. It will be a change of pace, but hopefully you will participate, right? Because I think if you will participate in what you're going to be doing for those 5 days, I think you'll find it to be enjoyable. Maybe you'll discover something you really like. And even if you don't, you should hear lots of things about the book of the book of Jeremiah. Someone said no mobile studio. No, I don't. When I get to Boston, I'm going to Salem, ladies and gentlemen. That's where I'm headed. I may be in Salem for 2 days. I may take a ferry ride to Salem one day, then do some things. And then the next day I'm going to Salem. I've got all these things. I'm going to be doing a walking tour late at night in Salem. I'm going to be going to some museums. I'm going to do all, it's Salem. Like, if I get to Boston, I'm like, everyone's like, what do you want to do in Boston? Leave. I want to go to Salem. All I ever want to do when I go to Boston is go to Salem. I'm going to spend probably 2 days in Salem. I'm like, just drop me off in Salem and tell me when it's time to come back home, and then I will leave. That's what I'm going to be doing. So as I'm running around Salem, right, learning about the history and all of the things about Salem, because I love that place, I won't be broadcasting. But when I return that Friday, now depending on how flights go, I may be able to get something done Friday night. Most likely it will be Saturday before you hear back from me. But you will have plenty of things to do during that 5-day period. But we will talk about that for next week at the end of this week. In the meantime, you've got this week for the Bible study exercise. And for the Bible study exercise for this week, I want you to focus on Jeremiah chapter 7, at least from today. Well, maybe through most of this week until probably Sunday, but Jeremiah chapter 7. I want you reading further out. We were kind of breaking it down, saying read these chapters. Now at this point, we're fast approaching July. Just start reading the whole book. Just start reading the entire book of Jeremiah. Just start reading it, thinking about it, talking about it, making observations, asking questions. But for this week, I want you to focus on this. Jeremiah chapter 7. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 12. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 12. But go ye now unto my place, which was in Shilo, where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people Israel. This week, you will be working on, you will be focusing on Shilo. You're going to become Shilo experts. This week is all about investigating Shilo. Now, for those who have the actual Explore the Bible curriculum, right? If you have it, you'll notice they even make this an assignment. I'm going to modify it a little bit. Well, I'll probably follow it pretty exact. I may add some more things. But this entire week, your job, your focus, you need to just go write it right now, put a piece of paper, put it on the refrigerator, Shilo. Just put it in. And whenever it was like, why do we have Shilo on the refrigerator? You can say, because that's what we're focusing on this week. All right? Don't talk to me about anything else. All you can talk about is Shilo. That just needs to be the rule you give your family. No, every sentence you must incorporate Shilo, some random fact about Shilo. That's it. That's all you can do. Tell your kids you don't get food until you can tell me random facts about Shilo. Okay, maybe that's a little extreme, but you get the idea. All right, Shilo. That's what you're going to be talking about. Here's what I want you to do. First and foremost, it's very simple. I want you to grab a concordance. Grab whatever. You can use an electronic one, a physical one, and I want you to look up every reference in the Bible to Shilo. Every single reference to Shilo in your Bible. And I want you to just write down the references and then just summarize in a paragraph what you learned about Shilo. All right. Just reading the scriptures. I don't want you looking at study notes. I don't want you looking at commentaries. Just read the scriptures and just from just the scriptures alone. This is what you know about Shilo. I want you, and I want that paragraph to be, maybe 2 paragraphs. I don't even know. As long as it takes, I want you where was Shilo? Was it located? Was it known by any other names? What, the history of it? What happened there? The good, the bad, the ugly. I want you to be a Shilo expert. All right? So I want you to use a concordance and find all the references to Shilo. All right? And I want you to read all those references. And I want you to summarize it. After you've done that, I want you, and as you're going through writing out your paragraph, please note things like the key people and events associated with the place, right? I want you to try to summarize maybe the importance, the Shiloh's role and importance in Israel's history. And then as you gather all of that information about Shilo, then I want you to go back to Jeremiah 7:12 and see how all of that information helps you better understand what is said in Jeremiah 7:12. Let me read it again. Jeremiah 7:12. But go ye now unto my place, which was in Shilo, where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people Israel. So I want you to look up all the references, and I just want you to write down who, what, where, when, how. I want you to note the key people and the events associated. I want you to know what did you learn about Shiloh's role and importance in Israel's history, and how does all of that information help you better understand Jeremiah 7:12. Shilo, Shilo, Shilo. I want you to do that. All right. Now, after you've done all of your reading and summarizing, then the rest is pretty simple. Just spend your time looking up every Bible dictionary you can find, every Bible encyclopedia you can find, and just look at what they have to say about Shilo. If you find information that you did not find in your reading, then you can just add it. You can say supplemental, right? That's what you got from the Bible. So the first part would be what you learned about Shilo from the Bible, and then summarize what you learned about Shilo from Bible dictionaries and encyclopedias, right? But when you're reading the passages, do not look anything up. Just read the passages and summarize what you learned from the Bible alone. Then you can add what you learned from just say additional resources. Summarize what you learned about Shilo from additional resources, and use every resource you can find. Study Bible, Bible dictionary, Bible handbook, Bible encyclopedia, anything. All right? Then there's going to be one more assignment. Let me see how well this is going to work. I'm going to see. How well will this work? Okay. Then I want you, that's an easy assignment. Look up all the references to Shiloh, list them. Read all of those references, summarize what you learn about Shiloh in the Bible. I want you to, who, what, where, when, how. I want you to tell me the people and events associated with it, Shiloh's role and importance in Israel's history, and then how does that help you better understand Jeremiah 7:12, right? Just do all of that. Then I want you to read everything you can about Shiloh from Bible dictionaries, Bible encyclopedias, everything you can, and then summarize that. And then I want you to take the Sermons 2.0 app. Sermons 2.0 app. All right, it's very simple. Apple, Google Play, Sermons 2.0. I want you to go to the search function, and I simply want you to write in the word Shiloh. There are 104 sermons on Shiloh. I want you to just pick one at random. Just grab one at random and hit play, listen to it, and take notes. Just one. Just find one and just go there. Now, some of them have Shiloh in the title. Some of them don't, which is interesting. Like what this one, I don't know. We'll see. It's First Kings, so Shiloh maybe show up there. I don't know why it has it's underneath the hashtag for Shiloh, but they may have placed that as there. But there, just find one, and even if you pick one randomly and it's nothing about Shiloh, that's okay. You chose one, okay? If it ends up not, because remember we've done that before. We chosen a random sermon on a subject, and when the sermon was over, we're like, they never dealt with the actual subject. Okay, that's maddening. But hey, it'll be fun. All right, it'll be fun. All right. So Jeremiah 7:12 reads. Jeremiah 7:12 reads like this: But go ye now unto my place, which was in Shiloh, where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people Israel. I want you to look up Shiloh, and a concordance list all of its references. Read all of those references and summarize what you have learned in regards to Shiloh from the Bible alone. Don't look up anything. Look for things like the key people and events associated with the place, Shiloh's role and importance in Israel's history, and how does all of that information help you better understand Jeremiah 7:12. Then, after you've completed that, then look up all the reference and all the reference tools that you have, all the resources you have available, Bible dictionary, Bible handbook, encyclopedia, everything. Read what they have to say about Shiloh, summarize that, then use the Sermons 2.0 app, Sermons 2.0 app, randomly type in the word Shiloh in the search bar, randomly pick up a sermon, listen to it and take notes. And I would love for you to send me a link to the sermon you listened to, right? You don't have to go into great detail. You can say good, bad, you should definitely review this. Don't even listen to this. Or this was, and just anything you get from the sermon. It doesn't have to be detailed, but I just love when I get to participate in what you're doing. That's your homework assignment this week, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't given you many homework assignments, right? It's been pretty easy, pretty laid back, right? It's just been an easy summer through the book of Jeremiah where we've been confused and confounded and disturbed and bothered. But hey, it's been fun, light reading, hasn't it? Okay. So there you go. Shiloh. This week of June 2023 is the week of Shiloh. All right. We're going to become Shiloh experts. Now, I probably will engage in some of this, maybe at church on Wednesday. I don't know. We'll definitely be talking about this to some level, because on Sunday, we'll definitely be working on Jeremiah chapter 7, because we finished Jeremiah chapter 6 yesterday morning. So Jeremiah chapter 7 is where we will be. All right. It's only, chapter 7 is 34 verses. So I was going to say only. That's a lot to work through. So Sunday may be all we may do Sunday school and Sunday morning next Sunday is Jeremiah 7. We really need to knock out multiple chapters, but I think we're going to kind of take this approach that we're taking. So there we go. And I just got notified that my daughter just landed back in Boston. All right. So she's back and she was here. She went to Boston. And then next Monday, I go to Boston so that I can go to Salem. I was going to say so that I can go to Shilo. Okay. I'm going to go to Shilo. No, I'm going to Salem. All right. There we go. And I'm glad that's the one benefit of having a daughter who works for an airline is, the flights. I don't have to pay for the flights. So that's how come I can take a trip like that, because I wouldn't have the money to do that otherwise. So that's one of the benefits. All right, there you go. So what we'll do is this week, Shilo, chapter 7, Sunday, that's what we'll be focusing on. You keep reading forward. You just keep reading and reading and reading. Send questions, observations, struggles, difficulties to me, because that really helps me know what to cover. And then as we get closer to the end of this week, I'll give you your assignment for next week. I'll try to give you that assignment for next week, Friday or Saturday, right? I'll probably mention it Sunday. Maybe do one other thing Sunday night, podcasting wise, and then I'll be gone for those 5 days. All right. There we have it. I feel like I should say something rather profound about Shilo, but then that would not be your homework assignment, right? If I start teaching it now, then I'm robbing you of the opportunity to open up your Bible and actually engage in study versus sitting on your couch listening to someone else do it for you. The goal of the Bible study exercise has always been to get people off the couch to the table and actually participate, not passive listener, but an active participant. Have I accomplished that? I don't know how many people I've actually gotten to get off the couch to the table to actually study, but hopefully, even if it's only been a couple, then that's great. That's a couple of people who hopefully are studying more now because they listened to this program than they did before they started listening to the program. I can't say that that's actually the case, but it would be awesome. I'm gonna convince myself and believe. I'm gonna convince myself that that is true. All right, there you go. Okay, someone wants a Midnight Salem podcast from a graveyard. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I can't explain to you how much I love that place. Like if someone said, if I had money and I could just move I probably would move to Salem. I love that place so much. I love that place so much. I can't explain it. From the very first time we drove into Salem, my very first trip there, I was like, this place is awesome. I can't explain it. So, but that would be cool to do I would probably have to create a new podcast. I don't know how well a midnight podcast from a Salem graveyard would work for a theology podcast. I have a feeling I would lose a large portion of my audience. Okay. It would be cool, but I think I would lose. I will be walking around Salem late at night for one of their late night walking tours. So I will be walking around Salem at night, but yeah. Well, you're right. It's too hot in Texas and too cold up there. You're right. I mean, technically, the only place I want to live is in a place where it's inside. I don't ever want to go outside. So I would just I need a cool place in Salem where I can just stay inside, but see the city, right? Be near where I can just look out the window and see it. Because you're right. It's way too cold to go outside up there. And the cost of living up there is, it's insane. It's like in Boston. That's insane. Everything is way expensive up there. At least Texas, the cost of living is workable. But yeah, if I could just be there and see it, then that'll be like, I'm here, I'm in it, but I'm not of it because I'm not going out in the cold, right? That would be, I'd only go outside 2 weeks out of the year. Like the last time I was there, the first time I ever went there was October, and it was awesome. But I'm like, it's too cold to be outside. It was too cold. It was too cold. It was too cold. Too cold for my Texas blood. All right, there you go. There's your homework. Shilo. Let's study it. Let's talk about it. Let's understand it. And maybe our understanding of Shilo will help us better understand Jeremiah 7:12, right, which reads one more time, just one more time. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 12. But go ye now unto my place which was in Shilo, where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people Israel. Obviously, something bad happened to Shilo, and he wants the people to go see it. Go look at it. See what I did to it. So your job is to now know everything about it. Go forth and study and hopefully learn. But listen, I think maybe when we study Shilo, now this is serious. There may be a warning in it. So don't miss the warning. Thanks for listening. Everyone have a great day, a great week of study, and may God bless you.